Hello, and welcome to WolfPack Talk, a podcast for the Madison College community. I'm Dr. Howard Spearman, Vice President of Student Affairs. Today, we're doing another virtual fireside chat with one of our very own students. WolfPack Talk is one of the many ways we want to stay connected to you. And today, Todd is going to talk about his transition to remote learning and how he is coping with the COVID-19 situation. Welcome, Todd. Please introduce yourself and share which program you are in.
My name is Todd Frase. I'm a 50-year-old male. I am enrolled in the Human Resource Management program at MATC.
Thank you, Todd, for being a part of the podcast today.
You're
How
welcome.
long have you been attending Madison College, and when do you expect to graduate?
Well, I'm in my second term right now and getting ready to complete that through the COVID-19 thing right now online. Expecting to graduate in fall of 2021. It may be a little later than that now with everything that's going on.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
What has made it a smooth transition to go into remote learning?
How's it been? I guess I've always kind of like looked at everything and tried to keep updated with technology and whatnot. So I found it very easy. It's been a great experience.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, so far you found the transition to be easy. However, what has made it more challenging for you?
The lack of lecture in the class, that interaction with the experience of the instructor and being knowledgeable about the content or the curriculum. And so you don't have that advantage. So you have to make your own decisions, your own choices. And that's the thing I've found to be difficult is I like that experience and that knowledge base.
Definitely, that makes sense. So think back to the first week after spring break, right? We extended spring break, and then students came back into a remote learning status. What is one of the positive takeaways for you during that first week back?
A positive thing from I felt like at first everything was going to be easy. Oh, here we go. We got a situation that's presented itself in the middle of, our education. And I thought, the classes would get a little easier. I thought, things would be more laid back. And from what I'm gathering, the curriculum has been fulfilled. We'll put it that way.
Understand. Thank you. So now here's an opportunity for you to share some advice with your peers. What advice do you have for other students regarding remote learning?
I personally feel that if you apply yourself and, you're dedicated to what you're doing, the help is available. There's all kinds of resources at MATC provided to the students, from enrollment services to academic advisors, and the list is endless. The tools are available to the student, whether you're a veteran. There's a lot of things that MATC offers. And with these programs, if you seek help, you reach out, you're going to find that the faculty is there to make your education a success.
I appreciate you sharing that. Madison College has tried to do a great job of reaching out to students, right? Through telephone calls, through podcasts like this one. Faculty have communicated through their virtual platforms like Blackboard. And so with that said, we also recognize that there's seldom a perfect scenario. And many times through this transition, there are personal challenges that students have to overcome, right? Different challenges that they have to face. So regarding you, Todd, are you comfortable sharing a personal challenge that you are facing that's impacting your education remotely?
Sure. On a personal level, I was a full-time field service technician. I was involved in a car accident that put me in injury and left me in a temporary disabled status. Part of my agreement in working with the insurance company was to be retrained. So I'm back in MATC. I do have other degree, but I'm back because of the fact that I'm not able to do what I was. So it's put a strain on me mentally and physically as well in dealing with outside influence, or personal influence in your life. So, but it has been well. I have felt good that I've been able to at least, be successful. I graduated the first term, you go to the second term, it looks like I'm going to do well on the second term as well. So those are important things, and that's kind of what's influenced me and what has brought me back to MATC.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate you sharing that information. Todd, I'm thinking through some of the things you just said and how you've been able to adapt and overcome. And as I'm processing that a little bit, I want to ask you, what have you learned about yourself in this journey to online education?
I think it goes back to basics, of people in the families and that they're raised in, your morals, your ethics, how you're brought up, what you're taught. And if you apply those, I feel sorry for the families that didn't have the opportunities I had growing up in a big family with individuals that cared so much and was there through whatever happened in life. My family's been that way. And that's just kind of the thing, it's been a gift, so I've been able to deal better, and because I've got a great support system.
Sounds like it. So you have your plan for finishing up, and you said that maybe around 2021 you expect to graduate. And I guess my question at this point is, what are your plans after Madison College, after graduation?
Well, I found out that I'm still young enough to work. So I will enter the workforce again. I've got 25 years experience in working on industrial equipment in all phases and facets. And I'm interested in safety coordinator position. So I'm looking to get in an HR department, working around safety, orientation, things of that nature, and kind of relax a little more in life. My life has been monotonous. I've had jobs where I ran 24/7, 365. And if a facility had to run 24/7, there was no excuse. And I lived my life like that for 7 years. I was married to an auto dialer. I manufactured liquid CO2 for big companies like Miller Brewery. I was maintenance manager to plant manager. So given a lot of responsibility. And in that time, I realized that I can take what I've learned here and I can apply it. It'll go hand in hand. And I feel that it'll make for a successful, transition to something more relaxed.
Well, that's good. I truly appreciate you taking the time out to allow us to get to know you and see what it's like to be a remote learner from your viewpoint. Thank you for sharing some of the ways that you have transitioned, some of the challenges that you have had regarding becoming a remote learner. Thank you for sharing some of your interests after Madison College. Now, with that said, my last question for you, Todd, is what are you looking forward to right now?
I'm looking forward to this COVID-19 going away. That's my main point right now, is focusing on that, and then our economy. I'm concerned about the stock market. I'm concerned about the influence and the impact that COVID-19 has had on all of our communities, nationwide. And, it's not going to be an easy process. It's going to take everybody coming together and organizing and becoming unified, because it's not going to be an easy task to, just pick this all up. I think it's going to take some time, maybe a year, maybe two, maybe longer. And that's my biggest concern right now, but I think America can do it. I'm proud to be American, and I'm thankful that you gave me the opportunity to come on to the website and speak with you, Dr. Spearman. I appreciate that very much.
You are so welcome, and thank you once again.